Welcome back to Hintzes in the house. We are the Hintzes. This is our house.
This is a podcast.
It is a podcast.
I'm here. You're here.
Welcome.
You're here.
You're here. On a map. You are here. Great. So, Halloween is coming up.
It's spooky season.
It is officially spooky season.
Ghouls and ghastly creatures.
We have an episode coming in a week or two about actual Halloween. But today, we are talking about Halloween's main event.
The best part of Halloween.
Candy.
Sir? No.
No, we are not talking about Satan. Thank you. Candy. As always. So as most people know, when Halloween time comes around, one of the most polarizing candies is candy corn. You love it or you hate it. There's not a lot of in between. Ethan, how do you feel about candy corn?
It's gross.
I love candy corn. I love candy corn, and my experience through life is filtered a lot through Ethan. So I just assume most people hate candy corn. And so I only buy one bag for myself for the whole year. I buy it, I put it in my little pumpkin jar, I eat it throughout the year. It's a great time. Or throughout the season. It's a great time. And I have my one jar. My one bag. But this year we were at some friend's house, and a group of us were together, and people were talking about how much they love candy corn. And I was like, my people, finally, I am not alone.
People.
So while we're starting this conversation with candy corn, let us know. Do you love it or hate it? But I love candy corn, and apparently most of my friends love candy corn. Ethan, however, does not.
Nope.
This got me thinking, what are some other candies in general, Halloween or not, that people either love or hate?
Or love to hate.
Or love to hate, right.
Or hate to love.
I think that's the same
Or
thing.
love to love.
Or love
What?
to love.
No.
Love to hate and hate to love, I think, are the same thing.
No.
No?
Hate to love and love to hate?
I have no idea.
No, that would be like, I hate the fact that I love this candy versus
I love the fact that I hate this candy.
I love hating on this candy.
That's true. That's probably how most people feel about candy corn. Speaking of, if you are watching on YouTube, you can see my nails are candy corn. They're very fun and festive.
And if you're listening on any other platform, just listen real hard and you might be able to see our nails.
Crossing the senses now. Okay, so the first is candy corn, and we agree. I love it. You hate it.
And we agree that we have completely opposite opinions about it.
One of the ones that got brought up to us, we were talking to some friends last night, and we had the conversation about Circus Peanuts. How do you feel about them?
They would be on like the very low rack of my candy endeavors.
Well, we should probably first establish our personal candy preferences.
Oh, now we're not talking about candies we like, not candies we hate.
Well,
Or
we're going to get to go
candies.
both. But, we are going to talk about polarizing candies, but I think it's important to establish where each one of us is coming from when it comes to what is our go-to candy. Like, my go-to candy is probably some sort of chocolate bar. I don't really pick fruity candies or sour candies or super extra sweet candy. Like, I pick chocolate-ish in the family.
I don't go super sweet. I just pick chocolate.
Oh, man, which is contrary to my entire childhood where I hated chocolate. Can confirm with my mother. Look it up. Anyway, so...
Look it up in what?
My mother's brain.
The book of Nora as a child. Yep,
so
she hated chocolate.
Ethan, his go-to is sour. Anything sour and fruity is an Ethan candy for sure.
Yeah.
So
Sour Patch Kids, Sweet Tarts.
There you go.
Anything
so that
like
will kind of shape the way that we feel about these
Flintstones,
candies.
vitamins, whatever.
So Necco wafers. SOS. All right, we'll get there. Circus Peanuts then, to establish there. Not your go-to, your bottom level.
Yeah. I do not have a repulsive attitude towards Circus Peanuts. Like, if you're eating them or you give me one, I wouldn't be like, ugh, gross.
If someone had them around, I would have one. I like them. I don't think I would buy them for myself, but mostly because you're not going to eat them.
I don't know that I would go so far to say I like them.
I like them.
I would go so far as to say I don't hate them.
Okay, well, that, not as definitive as I was hoping it would be, but sure. Wax Coke bottles, the little wax juice
I've
bottle
only ever
things.
had them one time, and it was because you or your mom
I did nothing.
got them for
My mother.
us, I guess.
These
Or
are the
you
things
got
that you
'em?
buy at like Cracker Barrel because they're nostalgic, but for what? So these wax Coke bottle things, they've got like a little bit, they're like maybe an inch, 2 inches long, 3 inches long, something like that. I don't know. I'm a terrible judge of size. And you bite the top off of it. It's wax. You bite the top off. You're supposed to like spit that out. Then you drink the juice stuff. There's a lot of air quotes here. Inside. And then you throw away the bottle. That's typically, I feel like, how people do it. Except for apparently my mother eats the wax thing. I mean, she doesn't eat it, but you're supposed to like chew on it after. And I'm like, that's gross. For what? And it's just wax. It's not
Everything
like...
about this sounds weird and not enjoyable.
Exactly. It's not like
First
gum.
off, it's like a little juice.
Yeah.
Like, who wants just a teeny
Well,
little
because
bit of juice?
it's not like gum or like a
it's
jelly
like-
bean. Like, it's literally just wax.
Right. It's like chewing on like a honeycomb or something.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it would be that. Like,
be
you're
the
not
same
intended to
concept.
ingest
Right.
it.
Yeah, you spit the honeycomb out when you're done chewing on it, but like
Those wax bottles are gross. I'm going to just tell you that right now.
I only had them the one time and I did not particularly like them.
Not a good time.
Didn't hate them though. Oh,
Okay.
I forgot to check my hair. How's my hair?
You know, I'm sure it's
Probably insane.
fine. Okay, this is a good polarizing one. Necco wafers.
I don't like them per se, but
I don't know if I have them enough in my memory to tell you an opinion about
they
them.
just don't really have a lot of flavor
chalk.
to them. They have flavor, but it's just not very...
Not notable.
Right. It's a super, like, benign flavor, so it's like, yeah, take it or leave it. Like, it doesn't taste bad, but it also doesn't particularly taste like anything.
Right.
So...
Yeah, that's true. I feel like they're very... They taste like chalk. Like
So
they
far,
just
these are
taste
just
like
candies
nothing.
that I'm like, why would I get these? Like, I don't hate them, but like, if they ended up like when I was
Okay, but
trick or
if they-
treating,
yeah,
I would
in
eat
your
them.
Halloween bag.
But it would be like, it would be the candy
The
that I
end of your stash.
I was gonna say it'd
not
probably
your
be the
high
candy that I
priority.
ate first because I
Oh.
wanted to like get it out of the way and be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna eat candy. I'm gonna eat this crappy
No, I
stuff,
would just
and then I'll
trade it
save
away.
all the good stuff. I mean, it was me, Alex, and Silas, and we
You
all
didn't trade?
pretty much. I mean, we maybe traded a little bit, but I mean,
Listen, let me tell you, I was the kid to trade with because, as we previously stated, I did not like chocolate growing up. So everyone would trade with me because I would be like, give me everything that isn't chocolate. And I would just pawn off my Snickers, Twix, Reese's, Milky Way, all of it on other people.
I mean, like,
And they were like, this is the greatest thing.
I feel like Alex really liked Three Musketeers, and I didn't really
I
like
do
Three
like Three
Musketeers,
Musketeers a lot.
so I probably gave him those in exchange for like Snickers or something. But like Three Musketeers, Milky Ways, like I don't really like those one. Like
I love me a Milky Way.
the
and a Three
what was that,
Musketeers.
nougat.
Nougat. Well, Three Musketeers is mousse in the middle. Milky Way
I've
is
heard-
like caramel.
I've heard a story.
About a mousse?
No, have you heard a story about a moose? No. Are we talking about Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Oh, anyway, no.
I heard a story. Don't know if it's true. So fact check this, I guess. Put that little tag on the bottom of the post that says,
Fake news.
unverified information, because I'm about to spout some out here. That Three Musketeers and Milky Ways were supposed to be switched, but the candy wrappers or whatever got switched at the beginning because the Three Musketeers is just like the nougat inside. There's like nothing else.
Yeah.
And a Milky Way
Has like three
has
parts.
like caramel, nougat, and peanuts.
Yep. No, there's no peanuts in a Milky Way. There is in Snickers. It's going to be like, I think there's a wafer in there. No, that's Twix. I don't know.
Anyways, there's three
three elements.
parts of a Milky Way. And you would think that a Milky Way would be like all one continuous thing. So I heard that Three Musketeers
And Milky Way were originally the opposite.
Were opposite, but somehow got mixed up. I don't know who
Interesting.
created them, so I don't even know if that's possible. This is probably just some stupid thing that
Listen,
like
I'd believe it.
kids is like, when I was
I
a
would
kid, they were
believe
like,
it.
oh, do you want to know some cool fact? And it's totally just like random nonsense garbage. But who knows? Look it up. Maybe it's real.
Who's to say?
Or maybe just spout it off to your kids when they're, kids, because
Exactly.
kids are dumb and they don't know any better. Look at me. I don't know any better. Someone told me when I was a kid and I believed it.
Okay, this one is Tootsie Rolls. Apparently that's polarizing.
I don't particularly like them, but again, they're...
It depends on the Tootsie Roll. I'm not really a fan of the fruit ones because those are nasty and unnecessary. I liked the vanilla ones when I was growing up because they weren't chocolate. I like the regular ones now, but I'm here for like the Tootsie Roll that I'm here for. They're like longer. They're not the long ones, but they're longer than a regular one and they're thick. I'm here for the thick boys of the Tootsie Rolls.
Okay.
Here for the thick boys.
Tootsie Rolls again would be one that I would not reach for.
No?
If I had my choice out of a bowl, I would never pick one up.
Apparently this list contains also Smarties.
Smarties are like the far superior Necco wafers.
That's true. I would give it that for sure.
It's like not top. Like if I'm going for that, I'm probably going to go all the way to Sweet Tarts.
Right.
I think there are Sweet Tart Smarties, actually, which
Weird.
are much better.
I will say Smarties are like a hop, skip, and a jump for me away from bottle caps. I noticed bottle caps wasn't on this list and I wanted to bring it up. Bottle caps are probably my favorite Halloween candy. I only want them at Halloween. I only want them in my trick-or-treat bag. I will not buy them for myself. There's something about it that...
Are you still going trick-or-treating? How do you get your hands on bottle caps nowadays?
My mom sends them to me for Christmas.
Halloween trick-or-treating? You literally just said
I
I only
know.
want bottle caps
Just
at
feeling-
Halloween in my trick-or-treat bag. And then you're like, but my mom sends them to me for Christmas.
And then I should save them until the next Halloween. That's how it works. Maybe she'll send them to me for Halloween. Microphone down.
Is my mic still okay? Hopefully.
I just feel like in a bottle cap you can taste the carbonation somehow. I know that's not, like, that can't be true. But it feels like that has to be true. Do you know what bottle caps are?
I know what bottle caps are, but I don't know if you can taste the carbonation.
I just feel like you can. Bottle caps are like Necco wafers, but more flavorful, but not as tart as sweet Smarties. Smarties or Sweet
Sweet
Tarts.
Smarties.
Sweet Smarties. I'm just saying, I love me a bottle cap. That could be polarizing. How do you feel about bottle caps?
I'd,
Take it or leave it?
yeah, I would much rather have a Sweet Tart than
A bottle cap?
cap.
Licorice.
I don't like the black licorice.
Yeah, I don't... Listen, grandparents like black licorice, and that's about it.
Black licorice.
Maybe we'll like it when we're grandparents.
I do not like that. Regular licorice, we're talking about like...
Just in general licorice. Because
Like
there's a
a-
difference between Twizzlers and Red
I was
Vines,
gonna say like
and
a
that'll
Twizzler?
be, you know? Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't
Twizzlers are fine, red vines are
wouldn't
fine.
consider... I don't think I would consider Twizzlers
Twizzlers
to be
for us
licorice.
growing up were like a very road trip thing to
Well, and
have.
Twizzlers, like, technically they have the shape of licorice, but they're always flavored to be not licorice flavored. So it's like, I feel like it doesn't count.
Maybe I'm thinking of red vines. I don't know.
I love me a red vine, I tell you what. Red vines,
Which are the ones that are all connected?
red vines. Well, some Twizzlers are. There's some that are the pull-aparts.
Yeah.
Those are, like, that's specifically Twizzlers. And then some Twizzlers are all together.
Okay.
But
so
the
then
ones
who
with, like, the
knows?
flat back, those are your red vines. Twizzlers are usually just all the way around. And red vines have that flat back in the blue package. I love me a red vine, I tell you what.
It was never my go-to
But
candy.
black licorice is disgusting.
So far, this list is just a lot of candy that I'm like, I would eat it if you gave it to me, I guess, but I'd much rather have something else.
Bit o' honey.
Never had one.
I don't think I remember getting these in my bag, like Bit of Honey, Sugar Daddies.
Go with the list? Was that it?
Yeah, that was it. It was a pretty short list. But we can talk more about candy.
Yeah, I just...
Bit of Honey, Sugar Daddies. I feel like I remember seeing them in my bag, but not eating them. I was the one to trade away the chocolate, so... And that was another polarizing thing. To this day, I will eat a Reese's cup if I have to.
I love Reese's.
I know. That's why I just give them all
But
to you.
they have to be full size.
Yeah.
Little Reese's are not very good. And any knockoff Reese's. It might just be
Yeah.
the little knockoff Reese's.
Oh, sure.
Like a full size or a small size Reese's brand Reese's
Right.
is good. But then like when you get like the bunny shaped Reese's,
Yeah.
they just have a different taste.
The eggs,
and I
the
don't
bunnies,
like it.
the jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah, anything
the
that is not
trees.
your typical regular Reese's. I don't know how they make it differently, but they make it
Here's
differently
the
and
thing,
it sucks.
and this is going to be a hot take. Sorry. I am not a fan of the peanut butter chocolate combination most of the time. Maybe every once in a blue moon I'll go for it, but for the most part, I'm just like, but why? These are two great things apart from each other. I just don't, because the peanut butter in that situation is usually so overpowering that I'm
Maybe.
like, I'm not here for peanut butter, I'm here for chocolate. Go away.
I guess so.
So
I can't really think of any other candies that besides
I'm not saying other
Reese's.
candies necessarily, but like if you were going to give me like peanut butter brownies or peanut butter, like any other dessert or something like that, that peanut butter is mixed in.
I do
I'm
like
for
peanut
what?
butter M&Ms.
Yeah, I
Those
don't
are
like
pretty
those. No.
I think I like peanut M&Ms best.
Better.
But peanut butter M&Ms are also pretty good.
It's just like, for me, it's like, for what? I just don't want it. I don't know. Polarizing.
We don't have to talk about Halloween specifically per se, because we're going to do that in next week's episode.
Bum, bum, bum.
But I do remember one thing, going trick-or-treating. I, for a while, wanted to use my like pillowcase as a
Oh, yeah, that's like a normal
candy
thing.
bag. I know. But it's just like...
Your mom wasn't having it?
Well, no, we just always use like regular bags or something.
Oh.
Or we had like those like Halloween
yeah.
buckets or something, you know?
I don't remember what we used. I don't
And
know if it
then-
was pillowcases or buckets.
Yeah,
or
then someone was like using a
bags.
pillowcase. I'm like, oh, that's
I think
so
that
cool.
we had some sort of form of, maybe we had like a bucket or something, right? But our parents had a trash bag, like a big old. And so we would just like, once our little bucket was full, we would dump it in that, and then they would carry that for us. It was a very, or they had a pillowcase or some bigger container that they were carrying the bulk of the candy in when our little buckets were full.
Right.
Which is, I mean, man, they're the real MVPs, because I would not be doing that.
As previously discussed, though, I have already come to a point in my life where I'm trying to be healthier.
It's true. You get
overall,
one kidney stone
in
and
general. Well, and just in general, like seeing all like the added
Yes.
garbage that gets added and
For
stuff.
the most part, we don't keep candy in the house, I would say.
Right. And I mean, we have some high chew right now, and let me tell you, high chews are bomb.
Ethan learned about high chews on our most recent trip to the cabin in
I don't know
May.
if I learned about them, but they had them, and so I started eating them, and now they've become an obsession.
Ethan
Probably
loves
because
them a high
I mean, if
chew.
they'd had Smarties or Sweet
true.
Tarts or something, I probably would have gone for that.
I would say, if I'm thinking of like most recent obsessions, the Nerds Rope bits.
Oh yeah, those are really good.
Those are wild. Those are like, oh, those are good. Those are a good time.
But
What?
yeah, I try not to have candy in general at this point in life,
It's true.
just because it's not very good for you.
But, you know, Halloween is here. And this is the thing, I feel like, when it comes to Halloween, we don't keep our light on. We turn our light off, we close the doors.
And we turn our lives off too. We just sit there on the couch like,
I feel like with Halloween, Ethan specifically has always been like, we're not home. Don't come. We're not home.
Yeah.
But he also, when we would go to the grocery store, he'd be like, I want to buy this bag of candy. And I'm like, are we going to hand it out? And he's like, no, this is my candy. I'm an adult and I'm buying it for
right,
myself.
exactly. If I'm going to buy candy, I'm going to buy it for me. If some
Exactly.
kid wants candy, they don't got to come and ask from a
But
complete
I feel like
stranger.
that,
They can
like-
eat it themselves that their parents buy for them.
I feel like it
And
helps.
then that way they get exactly what they
That's
want.
true. I think it helps mitigate, though, over, like, if you go house to house and everyone gives you a couple of pieces of candy like that, then you end up with so much, versus if you buy one bag at the store, you eat that yourselves or you share it with some friends or whatever, then you have far less than you would in a trick-or-treat situation. We're also way
Right.
too old to be trick-or-treating,
But do you need that much candy?
probably not.
And also, maybe I'm going to be trick-or-treating as a homeless man.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, I've got the perfect aesthetic
Uh-huh.
for it.
And as we previously stated, we like different types of candy. So most of the time, those bags are like a chocolate pack or a fruit pack. There's not usually a variety of those. And so we end up having to buy, I mean, Ethan does like Twix. He likes Snickers. So sometimes I'll get
I
ones
like
with those in
candy.
it.
Candy is designed to be likable.
It's true. It is true. But there are some chocolates that you like, I would say.
I mean, yeah, I'll eat M&Ms if we
true.
got them. Like
that
going
is my one that I won't
for
go.
chocolate, what M&Ms?
Yeah.
You'll eat just
I won't do it.
regular.
I would eat a Hershey's
little
bar.
chocolate morsels, but you won't
100%.
eat.
It's the coating for me. I'm not a fan. I don't like it.
Okay.
Also, that coating was invented so that it wouldn't melt in your hand.
Don't think it works very good.
That was the reason it was a thing.
Because if you hold on to a bunch of
M&Ms.
M&Ms,
them,
you
it's
open your
all-
hand, you have a multi-colored hand, you have a rainbow in the palm of your hand. Skittles, much better
Than M&Ms?
Than M&Ms.
Oh, 100%.
Much better. Remember when we went to Target the other day and opened the door and there were all the Skittles that were crushed on the ground and it looked like
man.
a unicorn threw up on the
It was
ground or
great,
something.
Yeah. I was like, wow, just drive the rainbow, I guess. Crush the rainbow. Sad. I just, Halloween, what a time. We will be talking about that soon. Very exciting. Our favorite costumes and stories and ways that we've celebrated.
Celebrated Satan's holiday.
Okay, first of all, no.
First of all,
No day belongs to the devil. All days belong to the Lord. Thank you.
Christmas is also
All days belong to the Lord.
a pagan holiday.
We are not here to talk about the paganism of holidays.
Constantine.
You're going to talk about how Thanksgiving
became a Christian, in quotes.
You're just going to tell me how Thanksgiving was just a slaughterhouse?
And he was trying. Christmas wasn't a slaughterhouse.
No, Thanksgiving.
Oh. Thanksgiving.
I mean, it wasn't really a slaughterhouse. They were just celebrating the bringing of STDs, which is fine.
Don't think that's at all what Thanksgiving was about a little bit.
They were just like, hey, we're here to colonize you. Let's all eat together. And then they colonized them.
I don't know particularly that everyone that came over, I don't know all the intents of the people. I don't think the people that came over on the Mayflower were like, let's go colonize this place. I think that they were like fleeing religious persecution.
Can we do that?
Because
I would like to flee religious persecution. Not yet. We're not that persecuted yet.
Right, which it was the Catholic Church was persecuting the Protestants, and they had to get out of there because
Look at your daily history
Catholics,
lesson, guys.
Catholics were probably kind of are still crazy. No way around that one.
Hot takes. Oh man, SOS. No offense to any Catholic people.
But no, the Thanksgiving was a coming together of the people from the Mayflower, these, pilgrims who didn't know how to live in North America in the winter, and the Native Americans that then came together and shared their food, shared their resources, shared how to farm the land,
and then
whatever.
The Pilgrims killed them.
Okay. It wasn't necessarily the Pilgrims. As soon as word got out that, hey, there's this huge chunk of land that no one has claimed. I mean, think about it. Like France, the UK, like all those places were like having like bloody civil wars over in their tiny little crappy piece of world that we call Europe.
So sorry, Europe.
They suck. And so they were like, hey, let's get the heck out of here. There's a big old bunch of land apparently to our west. So then, yeah, of course you're going to have people that came over and started fighting. Also, Native Americans were fighting each other too. Conquering is just the way it's always been.
Great.
How did we get here from candy?
You were the one talking about pagan holidays.
Christmas is a pagan holiday.
You're a pagan holiday.
We have Christianized it. There's nothing inherently evil, wrong, sinful about celebrating Christmas.
Thank you.
Jesus was not born in December.
Well, that's obvious.
We know that he was not born in December. And burning a Yule log, that's a pagan thing. You burn a Yule log and then you put up a tree afterwards for some like pagan god. Like it's all of our like Christmas traditions are pagan holidays and practices that Constantine, when he converted to Christianity, in quotes there, adopted those because he was trying to bring the Christians and all of the other worshipers together. He was trying to unify all these religions.
Though. Do we still do those things in sacrifice to pagan gods? No. Therefore, they're not pagan holidays.
I'm just history lesson of where we get these holidays from. We should not, if we want to celebrate the birth of Christ, we should maybe try and find a day that is closer to his actual birth and
do we
celebrate
know when that is?
Yeah, I don't know personally when it is, but yes, I'm sure that Bible scholars have a pretty rough estimate of when Jesus was born.
Well, then maybe we start it. Maybe we start the revolution of Jesus' birthday, and it's separate from Christmas, and we call it Jesus Day.
And we don't celebrate Passover and that kind of stuff.
That's also true because we're not Jewish.
Okay, Jesus is our Passover lamb. We don't have to be Jewish to celebrate that. Candy, man. Candy.
Hey, let me tell you something about the Candy Man. We don't have time for that. Anyway.
Oh yeah, we can talk about horror movies.
Yeah, it's
I've
a
watched
wild
not
time.
many.
It's not a thing that I recommend.
Horror movies are definitely from Satan.
Yeah, 100%. Can confirm that. I just don't like them at all. There was a time in my life when I was in middle school or high school where that was appealing to me, probably like middle school, early high school. And then it was not appealing to me. And as an adult, I'm like, I'm literally just letting demons into my house. We're not going to be doing that anymore. Thanks very much. No, 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 no. I will watch a thriller. I will watch a suspense movie. Love those. Listen to a true crime. Here for that. However, anything that crosses into like paranormal, supernatural, hard no for me. Thank you very much.
So we learned that a lot of the candy that you named is really nasty.
It's not so much polarizing as it's just gross.
Just none of us like it.
Except for candy corn.
Except we all know that candy corn is gross. And ow. And we learned a lot about what Thanksgiving was not about.
Thanksgiving is about colonization and STDs.
Okay. And we learned a lot about paganism. The moral of the story is if you're within the listening sound of my voice, you should go and just do some research for yourself about candy.
And also pagan holidays.
No, don't research pagan holidays. Just research candy. You know, if I put my thumbs like this, you can make a face and it kind of looks like a jack-o'-lantern.